Good afternoon, all of you. In the last session, we already had learned about the syllabus of the case studies in section B. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the various case studies regarding the administrations as well as the value-based education and the pre-education of the administration. So, in the last lecture, we already had learned regarding the central subject of the case studies as well as the importance of the case studies and the motto of UPSC behind the presenting the case studies in your GS paper 4 of ethics, integrity and aptitude. Okay, so why case study is included in your syllabus? To judge the candidate's ability or the aspirant's ability before entering the civil services, as well as when an administrator or the aspirant is selected on the post of the administrator. So we convert our life from personal life to public life. We are interacting with the society as an administrator. Whatever the decision taken by the administrator affect the society or the administrations in their territories. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the sample of the case studies, and after that we read the case studies and discuss about the ethical issues or dilemmas or the events presented in the case studies in details. Okay, let me start. The case 1 is given. Suppose you are the director of health service of an area X. There have been numerous complaints from the patients about the working of the hospitals in your area. Go through the problems enumerated below and provide a solution for the problems. Have you ever visited the your civil hospitals or the government hospitals? You will find that many there are working conditions is very pathetic. In some cases they are very good administered, but as a number of patient increases, if we think about the COVID situations or the pandemic, there is worse situation is given here about the health system or the clinic or the civil there is hospitals, civil hospitals is presented, and always remember that in that case you are the director of health services. Director of health services is the regional post of the health system, and it is administered by the highest official of the health system. So you are the top at the topmost position of the health system, and a case is presented of a particular hospitals. First one is that doctors and medical support staff always come to the hospital late and leave early, due to which the proper care to the patient is not given. So there is a dilemma in the administration regarding the professional ethics. What is the professional ethics? The code of conduct of the administrators as well as the all the staffs are given in our manual while we take the oath regarding the service in the health sector or any other department of the government. So first condition here is the violation of the code of conduct as a professional ethics, that is the important case. And the second one is that they are not performing their duty very well. Means there is a ethical dilemma while performing the duty by the staffs or the nurse is given, and they always came the late and leave early, due to which the proper care to the patient is not given. So as an administrator at the post of the director of health services, I will provide some solutions regarding that. Our monitoring system or the evaluating system will be very beneficial if we inspect that hospitals once in a month, every hospital in our territory once in a month, and I would suggest to the deputy director of health services, means my inferior officer, that they always give me report regarding the hospitals in our territories. Second is that case. Third one is that I will appoint the health hospital committee of that particular hospital, and I will suggest them that the precautions will be taken or the punitive action will be taken against the staff or the supporting staff or the doctors. They are not performing their duties very well. So that is the case. And third one is that I will suggest the medical superintendent or the official of the hospitals that they should maintain the record of the disputed doctors and medical staffs about their timing. I will aware them about the timing, and the private practices is prohibited by private practices for the government doctors are prohibited by the law. So if they came late and leave early, it is not the case. So you must be aware regarding the health of the citizen, because the hospital is established for the welfare or for the saving life of the citizen. So we should focus on the timing, and we should enhance our professional ethics. It is the case. Are you getting that case? Are you getting that case? So always remember that there is a professional dilemma given in that case. Second one is that government runs free dispensaries along with hospital to dispense medicine free of cost to the patient, but hospital staff is not dispensing the drugs properly. Instead, they are selling medicine in open market, thus leading to the widespread corruptions. So this is the case of the corruptions, bribery and unethical behavior at the working place. We always remember that this yojana or this facility is provided free of cost. So selling the drugs provided by the government in the open market is a big crime. So punitive action is taken by the head of the authorities there, and some awareness programs for the citizens are arranged on that place, so that citizen will be aware regarding the facility provided by the government. Many a times what happen, drugs or the medicines are provided by the government or free of cost. The people are not aware about that. So awareness regarding the our yojanas or the facilities of the government among the masses is the important case here. So we can provide the citizen as a toll-free numbers if such things is happening in any of the hospitals. Then there is a toll-free number they will call, the citizen will call regarding the misconduct of that staff, and we will take the disciplinary actions against the such culprits. Okay. Third one is that the food given to the patient is not up to the mark, and there have been some health problems due to food adulterations in the past. Means food is provided in that hospitals. The quality of food grains is very bad, which may cause havoc with health of the patient. So this is the case of food adulterations, because many a times the cook is not well trained, or the training is not provided by the government to the cook. It is the first case. Second case is that the administrators or the contractors who already had appointed by government to provide the food, they are very means limited in their approach regarding they provide unhygienic food to the patient. So that is the case, we should take some punitive actions or the disciplinary actions against the contractors who are providing unhygienic food to the patient. First is the case, and next one is that we should provide some hygienic facilities or the some portable waters to the patient, so that they can provide they will be assessed by the good facilities provided by the government. So it is a hygienic issue. Second is the food grain, about the food grains. Good food grain can be provided by the governments, and there is a malfunctioning of in the working of the professional ethics. Malfunctioning in the professional ethics is happening there. So as a director of the health service, I would suggest all that provisions to provide facilities in the government hospitals. That is the case. So this case is already asked by UPSC, and this is the general case. We already had seen in the past, if we go to the civil hospital, we find all these things, but we ignore on them. So if such situation is happening in your area, as a aspirant of the UPSC, you must complain regarding that particular case. Okay, if such happening is in your area, so you shall not be shut your mouth. You will be aware regarding the facilities provided by the government. You must aware to the citizen regarding the facilities or the yojanas provided by the government. So always remember that as an administrator, as an citizen of India, you must be whistleblower of such issues in your daily life also. So this case belongs to our private life as well as the public life, and the suggestions are provided by you. We can make some health related policies as administrators. If you are director of the health services, you can provide some health guidelines to the hospitals so that they will perform in future very well. Second is that you can appoint the health committee to monitor or to inspect the hospitals in your territory. Third one is that you can aware the citizens regarding the facilities provided by the government. And fourth one is that you must be a person of ethical attitude, so that the other officials can be aware of your decisions, decision making policy, and you can take the punitive actions or preventive measures regarding the culprits in the health system, because the matter it is the matter of the value of the life of the public, so we cannot ignore it. We should be taking some innovative decisions in that case. Are you getting that case? Okay, you can write down that case, and you can sort out whatever the solution provided by the questions. You can fulfill the demand of the questions by writing on a particular case. Okay, A, B, C. So this case is already asked by UPSC in your ethics paper 4. Let me move toward the next case. Mr. A has been recently promoted to the coveted post of Supreme Court judge. In his career, he has given many landmark judgments which have often reflected his impartial and fair sense of justice. Means this statement reflects that Mr. A is an ethical person and have good decision making power. However, in his first case only, which is filed by social activist Mrs. B, he is facing dilemma, means Mr. A is facing dilemma which requires a deep interpretation of law and discretions. Mr. B, who belongs to Muslim community, has registered a case in the apex court after she was told that she only had guardianship right over a 1-year-old girl. She had brought home from the adoption home. Till now, only Hindus and breakaway religion communities like Buddhists, Jain and Sikhs are allowed to properly adopt the minors. Non-Hindus can only act as a guardian or foster parent, both of which restrict the child's right to inherit. Mrs. B not only wants adoption right for her, but also want the court to declare it as a fundamental right. Means adoption can be a fundamental right for all adults, citizens of India. Mr. A is in the state of confusion, as at one hand he has to take care of religion beliefs of different communities, and on other hand he has to look for the general welfare of orphan child in India. Analyze the situation from different perspectives. What in your opinion shall be the verdict given by Mr. A? Yes. So this is the ethical dilemma which requires a deep interpretation of law. At a first instant, when we read these case studies, we as an administrator must know the difference between the guardianship and the adoption. Guardianship is different rather than the adoptions. And second one is that we must be aware the laws regarding the guardianships and adoptions. Means we already has Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act of 1956. Second one, we already had Adoption and Ward Act of India. Recently, the Juvenile Justice Act 2016, which provide all the citizens of India can take participation in the adoptions by the CARA websites. By the CARA websites means Central Adoptions Resource Authority of India. So, what is the case? A is a Supreme Court judge and Mrs. B is a social activist, and she belongs to the Muslim community. And according to the Indian law regarding the adoptions, means I already had told you, the Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act 1956 is only applicable to the Hindus, Buddhist, Jain and Sikhs. So no other community can adopt the child. That is the case. So Mrs. B is demanding for adoption as a fundamental right. Then what will be the verdict? Analyze the situation from this different perspective. You have to elaborate the concept or the laws regarding the adoptions and the guardianship. First, you have to differentiate adoptions and guardian. Second, you have to elaborate the Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act. We call it HAMA, H-A-M-A Act 1956. Third one, we can elaborate Justice Juvenile Act of 2006. And fourth one is that we provide the Uniform Civil Code, because every community has a right to adopt. That shall be the verdict. And the demand of the Miss B. So Miss B is demanding the adoption as a fundamental right. If we see the part 4 of the Indian Constitution, we find that there are some directive principles are given. According to that and Uniform Civil Codes, every citizen has a right of development or precautions. So according to the verdict, there shall be a arrangement of the sitting of the judge. Second, a bench can be created for such disputes regarding the laws. And after that, we know that if we are progressing in our nation, so we can amend the laws, we can provide some suggestions, and we can appreciate Mrs. B regarding the approach, though it belongs to the Muslim community. That shall be the verdict. So on one hand there is an ethical dilemma of a religious sect, and the second hand there is a case of the human right. So while dealing with that, Mr. A can perform, can appreciate the statements provided by Mrs. B, and there shall be a arrangement of the bench so that they can get the meaning of the law, and if they find that the statements given by Mrs. B is right and adoption can be a fundamental right of any citizens of any adult of India, then they can provide some guidelines, because taking care of a child, it cannot be based on their birth of the community, and there is a child, there is a right of the child can be preserved. It shall not be malfunctioning by the religious sect. So that is the case. What is the actual case? Actual case is that the nourishment of the child is more important than our religious beliefs. So we should focus on the main content of the case, that the nourishment of the child or the guardianship or the adoptions is most important of the child, means the care of the child is more important than the religious debate. That is the case. So analyze. What is the meaning of analyze? The meaning of the analyze, you have to focus on the sections given by the case studies. What is the first section is given? First section is given that Mr. A is an ethical person. You should focus on it. Second one is that Mr. B is a social activist. Miss B is social activist. Third one is that there is a religious conflict and the interpretation of the law. So in the interpretation of the law, the adoption facility is given to the Hindu communities, and there is given that this case is applicable of adoption is only for the Hindus to adopt the minors. But what about the other communities? Can we make it a fundamental right? If you make the adoption is a fundamental right, then other community can adopt the minor. Okay. So what is the important subject here, central idea or the crux of the case study? The nourishment of the child is more important rather than debating on the religious conflicts. Okay. Next one. Case third is given. Rajeshwar is the head of the company. Maneka is the head of the recruitment cell of his company with an employment contract. The contract requires her to work solely for Rajeshwar's company and use her talent to attract new clients to the business. This is already mentioned in the contract. But she, means Maneka, has attracted more clients than can be reasonably handled. So Maneka start diverting that excess business elsewhere and taking the commissions for that service. What course of action should Rajeshwar undertake? Give suitable explanation in support of your answer. So it is the case of the documentations, regarding the documentations in the private or the corporate life. What is the contract? It is the legal agreement between the signatories. दोघांमध्ये ज्या साइन्स झालेले असतात, it is contract, legal document. So what is the legal document is saying? That Maneka should work for the Rajeshwar's company. Means Rajeshwar is the employer and Maneka is the employee. So there is a legal documentation in that Maneka shall always be work solely for the companies of the Rajeshwar. But what happened here? Rajeshwar, what will be our course of action? Rajeshwar can suspend the Maneka, or temporary there shall be suspension or termination from the service. That is the first case. Second case is that the Rajeshwar can appoint a committee to probe that or to inquire the committee in such situations, and let the report will be handled by the Rajeshwar, and then action will be taken. Third one is that he can provide some suggestion to Maneka to improve her professional ethics. What the case will be there, and what course of action will be there. Always remember that the restrictive and punitive action cannot enhance the moral of the employee. So as an employer, Rajeshwar should give a chance to the Maneka, and it is the humble duty of the Maneka, if the legal document is signed, it is the humble duty of the Maneka that she should be faithful regarding the Rajeshwar's company. She shall not be engaged in the other corruptive attitude and activities. So Rajeshwar can provide some suggestion to Maneka. If Maneka is not agree for that, then they can take some legal actions as well as some punitive actions regarding the Maneka. But as an employer of any organizations, we already had learned in the management or the corporate government, a chance should be provided to the employee to enhance their professional ethics. And always remember that it is the duty of the employer to provide some training programs to the employee about the ethics, integrity, and to enhance the probity about the company. Because what's the matter? The matter is that the company owner shall provide some activities so that the faith regarding the company and the employee get attached, and the employee can be the employee is always in the service of the organizations. That's the case. So it is the duty of the Rajeshwar also and Maneka also to provide some attachment regarding that case studies. Are you getting that case studies? Rajeshwar. So the previous case study belongs to the corporate ethics. What is the case 4? Case 4 is that Sainath, a 28-year-old boy, met with a severe accident while he was driving bike. He has been classified as being persistent vegetative state of past 5 years. The doctor in charge of his case have come to the decision that Sainath's life is no longer of value to him, and have requested that they be allowed to withdraw his food supply. It is illegal for doctors to withdraw medical support. However, feeding a patient is regarded as a part of palliative care, not a medical treatment. Sainath parents have taken the case to the court in order to prevent his doctors from withdrawing his feeding tubes. If you are advisor to the judge, what advice would you give to the judge? There are many cases like Sainath already happen in India and the world. So this is the ethical dilemma for the court also. So shall we save the life, or shall we continue of feeding though it is not a part of the medical treatment. Or what will we do? Shall we go with the patient? Shall we go with the doctors? And shall we go with the courts? That is the case. So there are three action plan is there. First, we can consider the judgments of the doctors here, because as a medical advisor, we can if I am the advisor of the court, I will take some medical representatives or the medical highest authorities suggestion regarding the Sainath case. The court shall give the attachment with the highest official like JJ hospitals. Second one is that, can we grant the permission to the doctors of not feeding to the Sainath. Third one is that, can we provide some justice to the parents? If we consider all three judgments, all three characters, every character is right on his place. But as an advisor, what will you provide suggestions to the judge? I think you can provide some judgments of medical representatives or the highest officials, what they want to do. Because in that case, who will be better scientific in the approach? Doctors or the medical highest officials are well known about that case. So whatever they suggest, the court can provide some suggestions to them. So that is the case. The side, as a parent, we are taking decisions by our emotions. But as a doctor, every doctor has a scientific attitude regarding their patient. So they are very empathetic attitude is there. So we as an advisor to the court always respect the judgments or the statements provided that particular medical officer. So we get connected with the medical facilities or the highest official, we take judgments and then we proceed for the to save the life of the Sainath. Okay, because he is already doctor had charged that the decisions Sainath's life is no longer of value to him. So the medical advisors statements can be considered rather than the parents, because this is the case. As the advisor of the Supreme Court judge, you have highest emotional intelligence as well as the empathetic attitude, but you have to take some rational and scientific decision there. You are working as a superintendent of police in the metro cities. Your area is known for its notorious rowdy elements. Means culprits are there and highest criminal background of your area. The workplace where you work has a long list of history cheaters, means criminal background. You somehow believe that these rowdies can be reformed and brought to the mainstream as a good citizen. What innovative measures will you take in this regard? Discuss. When we discuss, we provide some innovative solutions. How can we manage that rowdies? Okay, we can manage that rowdies by taking some awareness programs in the colleges or in our local areas where they are active, and we can change their life by by motivating them in some other employment activities. Why a person is a criminal, behave like a criminal? Always remember that if he or she doesn't have an affordable employment, then they forced toward the criminal cases. That's the case. So as a SP in your city, you can provide some law, stricter law and order arrangement there. Second one, you can provide some facilities of the employment in your region, so that the elements can be transferred into the good citizens of India. Third one is that as the SP, you can formulate an action plan or the policy for the youth to engage in the activities such as sports or some tournaments, so that their energy their criminal energy can be converted into the energy in the sports. So we provide some other innovative solutions regarding that case. If you already had some innovative ideas, you can tell me in the comment box also. You are the superintendent of the police, means who is the superintendent of police? The law and order maintaining officers in the rural areas of the district is known as the superintendent of police. So you are the IPS person, you are selected by the UPSC, and in your training program at Labasna, you already had get the innovative ideas regarding the employment and to reduce the criminal rates in your city. You already had trained, so you can take some stricter and some innovative plans regarding that case. Next one is that you are the Director General of TRAI. One day you receive a complaint from human rights activist. Indian internet service provider are trying to introduce a gateway system to access website, differential access to web content. The activist contends that such gateway are hurdles to the right to knowledge, information and speech, whereas the internet service provider argues that they have a right to revenue generation under 19(1)(g), as the business type does not fall under the exception of the Article 19(6). This becomes a burning issue as a right to freedom of knowledge conflicts with right to trade and business. Write your stance on the above mentioned issues. So it is a case of net neutrality, means equal access to the citizens or to the all citizens. That is the case, and the case is regarding the informations and the speech right or the knowledge and the trade and the business, because there is some interpretations of the law regarding the telecommunications and the trade and business and GST there. So there are some exceptions, and the definition given in the laws of the trade and business cannot be described deeply. So what is the case? The case is that the internet service providers are trying to introduce the data, and the activists contend that such gateway are the hurdle to right to knowledge and information. So net neutrality regarding is the case, and every right of the citizens, means free access to all is also the right to the citizens can be provided by the case. So we have to analyze our stand on the mentioned issues. First, you have to go through the right to knowledge. Second, you must be aware regarding the laws of the trade and business in India. Third one is that you have to be functioning as a Director General of the highest authority of TRAI. So you must be aware regarding the telecommunication laws, and you have to take the decisions and you have to formulate policy to protect the right to knowledge and information and speech, while on the other hand you have to provide some policies to the trade and business to protect their right to freedom. That is the case. And what is the motive behind introducing that case is that there shall be uniformity in the trade and business as well as to protect the right of the knowledge. So you can take the balance equations or the balance decision as a Director General of the TRAI. So that telecommunication is also the part of the net neutrality to access to the citizens is the basic motto behind that. Next, let me move forward. A drive is being run by Railway Ministry to make the railway station self-sufficient term of revenue generation. Further, the ministry has also has a vision of making the stations eco-friendly to contain global warming. Railway also plans to bring out FDIs to fulfill its visions. You are the station manager of BZ railway station. Your station has been shortlisted for pilot project under the above mentioned drive. What step will be take for the successful implementation of the drive? First, we have to understand what is the pilot project. We already know that the administrator makes policies and it is executed as a pilot project in a particular district. So whatever be the result of the pilot project is implemented in the whole country or the whole state. So pilot project is the major step or the initial step while performing a formulated policy toward the masses. So your station is selected for the pilot project and you have to make your station eco-friendly. If we visit our nearest railway stations, whenever we go out of the city, we find some lacunas, that the drinking facilities are not there, some hygienic solutions are not there. For the ecosystem, every railway stations can provide, means as a railway manager, a railway station head, we must be aware regarding the hygienic issues of the passengers, because the passengers are the souls of the railway systems. Okay, so as a eco-friendly concept, we can provide some bio toilets there. Second one is that as a part of FDI, we can provide some facilities to the private players to enter in the railway premises, so that there can be a revenue generations. If we allowed private players for the advertisements in the railway area, because there is a crowd, so we can formulate our revenue generations. Third one is that we can provide some solar system there, so that we can save the electrical system or the electrifications that can be converted into solar system. Fourth one is that we can take some cleanliness decisions regarding the hygienes of the passengers, as well as we allowed the private players through FDIs to provide good hygienic food like canteens, so that our revenue can be increased and they will provide some good food to the masses or the passengers. Some drives can be taken. Here we had a free hand because we are the station master, and we our right and our role and responsibility is to make eco-friendly. There is no lack of fund there, so you can increase the ability by privatization also. Privatization of only the railway stations means, for example, the entry of the private players can be allowed to increase the revenue of your particular railway stations. Okay, we can take some eco-friendly decisions there, and a plan of action can be taken and it is executed according to the regulations provided by the Railway Ministry. Next one, you are the district commissioner of hilly district of the country. One day you got an advisory from the State Disaster Management Authority, means SDMA, regarding the prediction of heavy rainfall in the coming weeks. As per the advisory note, you have prediction of heavy rainfall, you have 7 days in hand. Along with the note, SDMA direct you to furnish the disaster preparedness of the district and the specialization required thereof. Write your course of action regarding the upper mentioned case. So the case is related to the disaster management. In every syllabus of the civil service examinations, there will be a topic of disaster management. So 7 days is in your hand and you have to maintain the precautionary measures regarding or the preparedness of the disaster. So there are 3 stages in the disaster management. First one is that pre-disaster management, the management at the time of the disaster, and there are the post-disaster also. But here they are the case is focusing on the pre-disaster management. So always remember that you can take some provisions or the arrangements what the technical teams like the medical staffs or the infrastructure or the rehabilitations of the some families there, that is the issue. So you can take all decisions as a infrastructures regarding. You can take a mock drill of your arrangement, and next one is that you provide some shelter activities or the food. You can communicate with the other departments, means the cooperation of the all department is important in the pre-disaster management. So you can as a district commissioner, you already had a power to coordinate with the armies or the SDMA team of the state disaster management team is there. You can aware them, and you can also make a program regarding the awareness among the people that such disaster will happen and you have to save your life, as well as we are committing to save your life. You can tell them, you can approach to the places to which and the very delicate area of your means rainfall is there. You can provide some shelter to the families that are affected by the disasters. Okay, you can make arrangements. There are 7 days, and 7 days is a long period, so you can take many measures to save the life of the families. Let me move toward the next case. An MNC multinational company has recently started mining operations in India. The company is trying to make its name in the mining industry, for which it is already to offer a lucrative salary with certain percentage of partnership in the business. Your resume have been shortlisted for the company. During interview session with the global CEO, you got a hint that the company has a record of indulging into malign practices like bribery of government officials and violations of the labor laws. Not joining the company on the ethical ground will be just a respite to individuals' ethics and not the nation at large. Also, you cannot hold someone guilty on the basis of just planning. A penultimate act is very much required in the planned direction. What are the options available to you? What are the options? Options are: you cannot join. Second one, you can join. Third one, you join and make aware the employee regarding that activity. And fourth one, you can approach the police station. That are the options provided to you. Okay, you can go toward the labor department also, that the laws are violated by the company. So evaluate each of the options. You have to evaluate all the options and choose the most appropriate options. The options will be choose that you can join the department or the company, multinational company, and make them aware regarding the ethical values and the labor laws. And whenever there is a violation of the labor laws, you can approach toward the manager and you can tell them that a labor department is there and we cannot violate such labor laws. So after joining the company, you can make the difference. But if you can't, you just focus on your private life, there shall not be any change regarding your public life. So you first join it and make the difference. Okay, what options are available to you? Options are 4 options are there. Evaluate each of the options. What is the implication of each you got selected, and choose the most appropriate. Let me move toward our last case. What is the case? You are the Superintendent Examination Division in UGC. Your profile is to look after the national level entrance examinations. Such situations are happening day-to-day life in the examinations. One day before the penultimate day, means the particular day, one day before the examination day, you notice some discrepancies in the printing of the question papers. Also the seal of few packets of the question papers were lying tampered in your office. Whistle blowing of the incident may result in the suspension of you and your team, because you are the highest authority and the role and responsibility of taking examination is upon you. So whereas though you are sure that none of your subordinate is involved in the act, whereas keeping mum, destroying the tampered packets will save the everyone's job. Indicate various options available to you in this situation. Analyze each vice versa constraint. There are various options available to you. In that case, indicate means you only give the options, you shall not elaborate them. Okay, in the next part, analyze each options with constraint. What will be the implications of that every options you have to give with the constraint? What is the threat? What will happen? The options are there as a head of the department of the examination divisions in UGC. First one is that cancellation of the examination, because you cannot stop the examination before a day. because it is a nationwide entrance examination, and the question paper is already provided to the exam centers. Okay, first option to you. Second option to you is that you keep mum. You should not tell anyone about this happening and just proceed. Third one is that you can take the you can make the arrangement to replace the question papers exactly at the time, but there are some limited hours in your hand, so you can judge the action or replications or to change the question paper. And fourth one is that you can apologize and extend the date of the examination. Extend the date of the examination. Okay, these options are available to you. Analyze each option wise constraint. First, you have to take the action plan. You have to take the meetings with your subordinates, and you should disclose that activity that happening to your committee, and whatever be the decision taken by the committee, you should be always with that, because it is not the one's decision, because it is, if the information is disclosed in the public, you get suspended. Okay, you and your team. So disclose this information with your subordinate team, and make the action plan and the structure of the what measures shall be taken in the limited time. You can discuss with that. Okay, so that is the case, and you have to analyze each options with constraint. In this lecture, we already had learned the case studies, 10 case studies, and we find that every case study is different from each other. Some case studies may be interpreting the subject of the law or the language of the law. Some case studies are the value based. Some case studies have professional ethics dilemma, and some case studies already had some options or the decision making power. In the next lecture, we will see the other 10 case studies regarding the paper GS paper 4 section B. If you already had idea regarding the case studies, you can write down the case studies and give the details of that case studies in your notebook. So it will be the treasure for your journey as a civil servant. For today, we stop here. In the next lecture, we will see the other case studies. For now, we stop here.